Guys, I'm just gonna give you guys a review of this unit. I think I did a review of it, and it was a brief review of this unit. But this is the review of the Zodi. Sorry, I had that water heater too. But this is the review 2.0 of the Coleman Oasis hot water on demand. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys what I liked about it. It's probably gonna be closer to a lot of what I'm gonna tell you guys is probably gonna overlap from the last review that I had. But I'm just gonna go over it again since I have this unit with me right now. I like the fact that it's small. All right, this unit is a small unit. It's lightweight. You can carry it around. It's movable. The previous hot water on demand was heavy. And a little bit less movable as far as that's concerned. You could actually put this, you can store this a lot easier than the old hot water on demand. But given that, I'm just going to say that there are a lot of give and takes to these units as far as advantages and disadvantages from this unit to the last unit. As you guys know already, this unit only heats up to 125 degrees. That last unit heats up to about 190 degrees. And if you kept the knob on the as far as it could go and press it a little bit more, it'll give you boiling hot water, scalding hot water. So you could actually use the water from that unit. The temperature of that unit will go up to cooking water. That cooking water, you can actually cook with the temperature of the water that comes out of the unit. So you can make coffee with that previous unit in a matter of maybe like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. You could cook soup with the water, the temperature of the water that comes out of the unit within 2 or 3 minutes. You can't actually do this with this unit. This unit, you can take a shower. The temperature is hot enough. You can take a shower with it. It's hot enough to wash dishes and stuff like that, or wash your hands and stuff like that. But you won't be able to cook with this unit. The water that comes out, you won't be able to use that water as a cooking water with this unit. And that's one of the negative drawbacks that I had with this. Other drawback is the price. This unit is going for around $250. $300 with shipping and everything. So this is an expensive unit to get. Aside from that, I mentioned another negative is the LED lights. They're kind of confusing once you when you first start out using it. It's gonna turn on, it's gonna flash separate lights when it can't detect that enough water is going through the system, or when you turn on this green light, it's going to be flashing instead of a steady green light. Normally on means steady instead of flashing green, but once you get that figured out, it won't be an issue as far as turning it on. Never had an issue with turning it on. It lights up all the time pretty good. But then I never had any issues with the old previous Coleman water lighting up until the water pump had issues. So I didn't have this unit long enough to actually have that issue with the water pump. The water pumps that comes with this unit and the previous hot water on demand, those are crappy water pumps. And over time, and when I say over time, I mean over time, like within uses, like 20 uses, the water pump will be damaged enough where the water slows down enough that it won't detect water going through the water sensor inside the unit. But one main thing that I actually did like about the unit that I actually spoke about was the were these sockets right here, the inlet and outlet outlets. The inlets and outlet sockets, they're made sturdy. So when you hook the tubes into these, there's it locks into the system, the unit. So you won't have any issues with it coming loose and water dripping out. I've had that issue with the previous unit. As far as the little inserts that they have weren't stable inserts, and they were made pretty flimsy. So I had like water issues as far as leaking issues coming out of there and knocking that out of position, and water just leaking from the tubes and stuff like that. So they made this pretty good as far as it being sturdy. As far as the battery is concerned, I've had no no issues with the battery. The battery worked the way it's supposed to work. It's a 12-volt battery. 12-volt system as far as this is concerned. The previous system was a 6-volt system, and I think that's one of the main problems with the pump, is that the pump, the power going to the pump was so weak that the water sensor had a lot of issues with sensing the unit and stuff like that, sensing that there was water going through the unit. I also like the fact that you know, the propane, it was easy to remove from this unit. There's no doors you got to open up. You don't have to pick the unit up. And if you do have to pick the unit up from an angle to put in the propane, this is not a heavy unit. It's a pretty light unit as far as that's concerned. But aside from that, what can I say? Reliability. All right, you guys noticed in my last videos I gave you a really good rating on this unit as far as reliability is concerned, but that was before. About 2 days ago, 2-3 days ago, it started leaking from the bottom, and there's no way that I can actually fix it. There's no way that I can actually fix it. I think there's a seal that leaked. As far as build is concerned, the build is kind of flimsy. The previous hot water on demand is built solid. It's built solid, and there was a lot of thought that went into building these systems. As far as the features concerned, obviously, if you knock this thing over, it's going to shut off. If the water gets too hot, it's going to shut off. And if you have any of these units and have had that happen to you, I know it's a frustrating thing. I've cursed these units a couple of times for that happening. But if you've had other units like the Zodi hot water system, if you ever used those systems, you guys kind of understand why those features need to be in place with these systems. The reason being that it's kind of scary. You're working with you know, fire, you're working with gas, and you have a unit that well, you know, just go to my Zodi video. I have a review of that up. I had that system, I had a review of that up, and it was kind of scary to use because it had no protection features as far as, you know, the water getting too hot and all that. But what else can I say about this? As far as this is concerned, as far as this unit is concerned, this is a new unit, a newer unit that came out recently, and I'm pretty sure there have been no teardowns of this unit. I just want to tell you guys that the plastic on this is pretty flimsy, and I think they made this in a way that's has less of a build quality than the previous unit. The previous unit, if I can say anything about it, is built solid. It's built solid. Everything, you can get to parts of the units without much. You can just unscrew you know, the cover off, and you can see exactly how that unit is put together. But I'm going to go into depth about that as far as that's concerned, taking the other previous unit apart. But as far as this unit is concerned, what I would rate this unit at this point as far as reliability is concerned, I'm going to put this below the original hot water on demand unit at this point, and I'm reversing reviews right now because I've troubleshooted the hot water on demand, the first one, and since I know what the main issue is of that unit, and the main issue is the water pump. Every single issue that you might have coming from that unit is the water pump. That's the main issue with that unit. The unit itself is built solid. The water pump is not, and you really guys don't really need to take the unit apart. I know you guys probably seen like a whole ton of videos, you know, with the tear down of that thing, but all right, I'm just rambling on right now. But as far as this unit is concerned, it's pretty expensive. But if you guys want to buy a new unit, aside from the leakage on that I've experienced lately, recently, and there's no way for me to fix it because this is under warranty. So I'm just gonna return this for a warranty. I'm not gonna do a tear down this unit. I'm gonna return that for a warranty, and hopefully the next unit will have no issues as far as that's concerned. But aside from that, I would give this a good rating, except for it breaking down on me. And I haven't had this unit in like 4 to 5 months. So I don't know. If you guys have one of these units where it works the way it's supposed to work, without it leaking, I guess I would give it like a 4 stars. But at this point, I've had this maybe like 4 to 5 months, and this should not be happening as far as one of the seals breaking. And it leaking a ton of water. I mean, it's not fixable. So it's leaking a ton of water from the bottom of this unit. So as of right now, I'm probably gonna give this 3 stars. If I didn't have that issues with the build quality as far as the water leaking from it, I might give it like 4 stars. But hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys like this review, please give me a thumbs up. Sub me, and guys have any comments about it, feel free to give me a comment. All right, take care.